Welcome to Redeeming Thunder. This is chapter 42, part 3. Someone wealthy is coming to rescue you, okay? And the prophetic word is O Sha Sapa. And this came to me through a vision I received on 7/10/2025. Osha means exclamation in this hour. Sapa means to be on guard, to be a watchman. The wealth is coming from heaven. This is what I heard while in the secret place with the Most High. So suddenly I'm put in a vision. I saw a bright light with white light shining on something, and it was a literal wooden basket. I saw grain like oats in a basket, shallow inside it. I zoomed out and I saw the basket floating in the sky, and someone like a wispy angel was pouring into the basket, and it burst through the bottom, and it was flowing gold coins through the bottom of the basket. That kept occurring as there was a shower of gold coin nuggets that kept flowing out of the basket in the sky and the sky had clouds. So it was a blue sky with white clouds. As I kept praying, suddenly the scene changed and I saw a sewer drain, and it was open and I could see gold coins in the edge, at the top of the edge of the opening of that sewer on the street, the sewer drain on the street. And then there were stairs that went down the sewer. I got closer and I saw a bucket of gold coins was being dispersed in a trail away from the sewer opening. And those gold coins that were of a trail sparkled. And I saw it was leading away from the sewer. So I walked over because it was sparkling, and I felt I should go walk and follow that golden trail of sparkly gold coins. And I saw many clouds in the distance. It was still blue sky, but many clouds. And I saw an angel holding the bucket. Suddenly I saw someone standing next to the angel, and it was a man. And he had on a white cotton shirt. And the angel was telling him something. And this individual, this man, was listening very intently. And he had a bucket as well. And as I walked up, I suddenly had a crystal stone bucket with gold rim, and this angel that was without a face was pouring into the bucket that I was standing next to. Okay? And it overflowed. And it kept, and it looked to be golden nuggets, and it poured into that bucket that I was next to that was a crystal, made out of crystal. So it was see-through. Okay, so all the while this angel was still instructing this man to do something. Okay, he was still listening very intently. Okay, so now as I'm watching at an angle, okay? Now this woman appears, and she is standing next to the bucket that I was standing next to, okay? I'm watching. I'm like an observer, right? And suddenly the angel instructs the man with the white shirt to pour golden nuggets or coins into the woman's bucket. And it overflowed over and over. And he kept looking at the angel, and he would keep pouring in. Okay? And I saw it overflow, and I suddenly... Okay, so suddenly the woman that was standing there got very large, like a giant, and then shrunk back to regular size. And suddenly, as I was standing watching, I saw the bucket, and it was overflowed all around. Like there was coins everywhere amongst the two individuals that were standing together. But even though it looked to be very heavy, she was still able to carry it, and it didn't feel heavy at all. And then I heard, keep watching. So I kept watching, and Abba was showing me something else. Okay, so suddenly the man stopped pouring gold coins, right? As instructed. He was told to stop. And he bent down on one knee and he proposed. And this is significant due to the location of it looked to be like a playground, like a school playground, okay? In the middle of the school playground, basically. And then okay, so then he put the ring on the finger. Then there was a rewind of the actual vision. So it began regarding the Golden Trail. When there was a rewind, it went all the way back to the Golden Trail scene. And your Heavenly Father wanted you to see something else, okay? So he says, keep watching from this scene on. So suddenly, the man in the white shirt looks at the woman. He kissed the woman. When he kissed the woman on the lips, okay, something happened in that moment. Suddenly, there was like dimensions of time, zooming, like if the two individuals were going through a portal very, very, very fast. Like they zinged. I don't know if you saw that movie where they said zing, but it's like they connected with the kiss, and everything around them was like they went through some kind of, they zapped into existence or something like that. And it looked like strips of light zooming quick. Okay, but when I saw that, I internally felt like a breath of air went into my body. Like almost I could feel what they were feeling. And it was invigorating. It felt like life-changing. Like something exploded. And it was like, felt lighter. And felt more awake. Like almost you could feel the zooming through the dimensions. And then Abba said, keep watching. Okay, so then I stood on the side, right? And the woman stood behind the man, and she it's the scene of him kissing the woman, right? Was recorded again. So reliving that moment again. Like as in, it's on rewind. It felt like a very astronomical spinning, but not feeling dizzy. Okay? Then Ua says, keep watching. Okay? And then he says, oh, now so the woman and the man are standing right there next to each other, next to the angel. And he says, and he just stands there looking at her, and he says, I love you. And he's holding the arms of the woman. And I saw that they turned around, facing the opposite direction, and they went up in the air and they began to fly. And they held hands. And they were up in the air. And they flew up until I could not see them up, flying up in the air. And so they went really high up into the atmosphere. And it was going into thunderous clouds. So it looked very majestic, okay? So they entered the Shekinah cloud, basically. And suddenly they blasted back. And when they came back, they had on armor. Okay? And it looked white. The individuals looked bigger than before. It looked like tectonic armor. Like those Transformers, kind of like has armor a little bit. Not that humongous, though. They weren't like that huge. And then they had golden border on their armor. And these individuals walked around in the playground. Okay? Then I asked regarding the location, the playground. He says, don't worry about the location. That part doesn't matter. Okay? And then he says, oh, excuse me. Then I saw that they had power. And then these individuals turned back. So they turned around and they flew upwards and went into a thunder sky, and they flew down with grace, very easily and gracefully. So it looked like these individuals had access to heaven and earth, and they were supercharged with supernatural strength with the armor of the Spirit, okay? And they were looked like to be basically a power couple. So then those individuals flew up again, and I heard Sapa, Sapa 5 times, which means to be a watchman, to be on guard. Okay, then I put in notes for Genesis 12:2 regarding Abraham. I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. This is an Abrahamic covenant promise, okay? Okay, so there were some, that is all. And there were some revelations regarding that your future ordained spouse, this is obviously a future ordained spouse, new beginnings, okay? Prophetic word. And he is stating with this vision that he's the one that's going to be sowing into your ministry. Because your ministry is going to be one and the same, all right? You guys are going to be together like a power couple. And you guys are going to be very wealthy, and where the wealth is coming from heaven. Okay, there's a side note that I want to mention regarding zooming through the dimensions of time. I actually felt something in my retina, in my eyes. Okay, I felt like the eyes felt more open, like they could see more crystal clearly than I think there's going to be a level of discernment that's going to be given in this hour. That's what I believe. That's what I'm perceiving in this moment. That he's going to be literally state and provide you to live the word baka, which means to open the eyes of who the individual is. Because right now, you guys may have an idea, you may not, and there is more diagnosing of who it is. Okay, there's more revelations needed, and you are getting very close now to finally it being revealed. You really want to watch all the series in sequence, but chapter 42 altogether to conclude who your future redeemed spouse is. Okay?